Magic the Gathering is one of the most popular and successful trading card games of all time, going on 30 years of entertaining millions of players. But despite being such a great game to play and collect, it continues to suffer major hate and criticism as Hasbro refuses to stop making short-sighted decisions that are damaging the game long term. One of the biggest strengths of Magic is the variety the game has to offer. The game can be played in different ways, from draft to commander to modern, but more than that, the game also has substantially different flavor across different planes. They can take you from timeless fairy tales to old horror tropes to classic Greek myths. The game itself is designed to have a variety of experiences. But the business side of the game has completely lost its unique identity. The plane of Zendikar is a fan favorite, which is why Wizards has gone there 3 different times. One special part of this plane is how important lands are mechanically and thematically, so Wizards made a brilliant move of making full art lands back in 2009 when we first were introduced to the plane. We didn't see full art lands again in the standard set for a full 6 years until Battle for Zendikar in 2015. Finally, with the exception of Theros Beyond Death, we didn't see full art lands again until 2020 when we got Zendikar Rising appropriately coming with the full art lands. It's an important identity with the plane, so bringing them back a 3rd time felt right. Fast forward to recent years where every set gets full art lands no matter the overall theme and tone of the plane. A lot of these lands are quite beautiful, but that's not the point. Life is full of trade-offs. Something that was once unique and relatively rare is now par for the course, diluting the feelings of nostalgia and how rare these were in your collection. This might not seem like a big deal, and by itself, it isn't. But neither is a small crack in your hull in the harbor until it becomes a leak and your ship is sunk in the middle of the ocean. Hasbro follows this same principle repeatedly. As soon as something receives a positive reaction, rather than keep it rare and unique and special, they repeat it over and over again until well past the point that nobody cares. Hasbro is like a toddler who tells a joke that makes people laugh. Then they repeat that joke 100 times a day, hoping for the same reaction that they got the first time they told the joke. Foil cards were once something special to open in a pack, and collecting a whole set in foil was a true accomplishment. They were so rare that opening a foil rare or mythic could be the most exciting part of a store's F&M, and that card would fetch a premium price. Now we have collector packs where we open piles of foils, making them completely normal. Maybe you could argue that's part of what makes a collector pack a premium product, but then how do you explain a foil in every pack of draft boosters? Remember when Ultimate Masters announced box toppers and the whole world lost its mind? Imagine buying a booster box and getting the chance to open this Emrakul. It was a huge success, and that doesn't mean it can never happen again. And Wizards did it right by waiting a full 2 years before bringing back box toppers in Zendikar Rising, and those had a 1/3 chance of opening an Expedition Fetch land along with many other powerful lands. People loved them. What's that? People got excited about something? Put it in every product. Done. Now we got them in 3 products in less than 12 months with Crimson Vow, Unfinity, and Dominaria United. They didn't even try on these last ones, filling them with trash cards. These box topper packs are worth less than a single draft pack. Currently the new hotness is serialized cards from Brothers War, which have been a big success. But unless a fundamental culture shift takes place, you can bet that in a few years nobody's going to care about serialized cards as they've been printed over and over again on cards that people care less and less about. We have 2 more major points to cover in this video. Then the last video in this series is going to go over major changes that Hasbro needs to make in order to save Magic the Gathering in the long term. In order to catch that video, make sure you join the Wolfpack by subscribing to the channel. The next major way that Hasbro is killing Magic is by an absolute deluge of products that makes it impossible to keep up with what's coming out. In 2022 alone, we received Innistrad Double Feature, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, Streets of New Capenna, Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, Double Masters 2022, Dominaria United, Unfinity, The Brothers War, Jumpstart 2022. That's a total of 9 different releases in 12 months, and that does include our 4 alchemy sets, the 70 secret layers, or the half dozen other supplemental products like Challenger decks and Warhammer 40k decks. Recently I went to play F&M at my LGS, and as I was sitting down to play Modern, the store manager called up one individual and said congratulations and gave him a prize. He had won the whole Jumpstart 2022 event before it had even started. My opponent and I looked at each other confused. Neither one of us had any idea that Jumpstart 2022 was even being released that weekend. And for context, my LGS is pretty big. Every week they have multiple draft pods, Pioneer, and Modern that all fire. So having one person show up for an event like this, it should not happen. There have been countless memes made of not keeping up with spoiler season, and frankly, there is a lot of truth to that. Spoiler season used to be an event to enjoy. Now it's just another task to be endured. Not only do we have countless sets to keep up with each set we have an increasing number of products. It used to be that we just had draft boosters and then occasionally pre-con decks. Great. After 25 years of Magic, eventually they said, hey, here's a new product, collector boosters. Okay, we can handle that. Now with each set release, we have draft boosters, collector boosters, set boosters, theme boosters, and commander decks. This adds complexity for customers and stores and becomes a logistical nightmare. Now you might say, stop being so grumpy. More choices is a good thing, but that's not always the case, neither for the customer nor the seller. The paradox of choice tells us that having many options to choose from isn't always better. Rather than making people happy and ensuring that they get what they want, it can cause them stress and make decision making more difficult. Often people walk away with nothing at all because it's easier. The complexity doesn't stop at the number of sets being released or the number of products to choose from. We also have an increasing number of variants of individual cards, making it so that players and collectors have no clue and don't really care what specific card they're actually opening. You've opened a new Planeswalker, a Johnny, awesome! Now it's just time to determine which of the dozen variants you've opened. Is it regular or foil? Which type of foil? Which art? It's too much confusion, which adds to inventory disasters. The incorrect cards are categorized and sold all the time, even when people are truly trying their best. I'm not against alternate art at all. 5 years ago, I remember talking with a friend about how cool it would be if Wizards brought back having different art for cards in the same set. So we were pumped when Throne of Eldraine's storybook cards were previewed. Be careful what you wish for. Too much of a good thing can become a bad thing fast. The extreme amount of sets, products, and card variants is simply too much for even your most entrenched fans to follow or care about. I often hear people counter this by saying, you don't need to engage with every product anymore. Just pick the ones you like and move on. But that's not the problem at all. Personally, I've never engaged with every product that Magic releases, and I don't know anybody who has. The problem is that all of these products are a complete waste of time and energy and money to produce when they cannibalize the sales of other existing products, reducing profits in the name of volume. Before we dive into the last issue for today, I want to know your thoughts in the comments about solutions that Hasbro can take to save Magic from becoming irrelevant. I already have the outline for that video written, but I'd love to incorporate some of your ideas. The final major way that Hasbro is killing Magic is by the horrific quality control. It seems like every week there's a new release saying that a product will be delayed in some part of the world, or there's a shipping or printing delay on your secret lair. There have been countless leaks and cards from future sets put into current set. Most recently we have Phyrexia All Will Be One cards showing up in Dominaria Remastered packs. People will always debate whether or not these leaks are intentional in order to create artificial hype. And with most things in life, the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. Sometimes some of these supposed leaks are definitely intentional, but not all of them. Overall, you just see mistakes happening as wrong cards get put into wrong packs. This is what happens when you just have too many balls in the air and can't keep them all going at once. Not only can you get the wrong product in what you actually bought, the cards you're getting can be trash. Foils have looked more like Pringles than flat playing cards for years. Is this a problem? Yes. Does Hasbro know about it? Yes. Is there a solution? Yes. Are they going to implement that solution? No, they don't care. Not enough to pay the cost to fix it.
From the North Pole?
Yes.
So you really think we should ship them?
No, I think we should take a $30,000 bath so some kid can understand what happened to a puppy and a friggin' pigeon. Ship them.
Remember, Walter Hobbs was on the naughty list, not someone you want to emulate. With 30th Anniversary Secret Lair, each card had a 30% chance of being foil. This is normally a great thing. Who doesn't love a chance to open a foil version of a card? But people were actually upset that they didn't have the option to buy just the normal printings of all the cards. Not because they're against the idea of foils, but because they didn't want to receive bad quality curled foils. You can't even play with these things in tournaments because you'll get disqualified for cheating for having a marked deck. That's enough negativity for one day. I promise the next video will be much more positive as we focus on solutions that Hasbro can implement in order to save Magic the Gathering long term and right the ship. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel in order to check out that video. And in the meantime, catch this video below that's a really fun, positive booster box opening of Commander Legends.